All right, so now we are on lesson 12 and 13. We are busy on the series of performing situation analysis. That's what we have been looking at. In the first lesson for today, we looked at the digital marketing environment, and we discussed that the digital marketing environment is split into two. You have got micro environment and you've got macro environment. Under micro environment, we've got customers, competitors, suppliers, intermediaries, and we started unpacking customers, meaning that we asked you with customers. And in the previous lesson, um, we discussed customers. We looked at the demand analysis. We look at conversion analysis. Because if you cannot convert audiences into customers, then what are you doing? So now in this lesson, we are going to be performing a customer analysis, and we are also going to try to do to apply to a given scenario. So as discussed, the two elements of the digital marketing are the micro and the macro environments. Why are customers part of a micro environment? I also discussed that. I say that they do affect the organization's immediate trading environment, because without customers, then it is difficult for an organization to exist. Even as digital marketers, most of the stakeholders that we interact with on a daily basis are customers. The campaigns that we are creating are actually for customers, because we are promoting a brand on digital platforms, and we do want to engage those customers online. And of course, the end result will be for them to be interested in our products and our services, and ultimately buy from us. Why is it is analyzing the environment important in digital marketing? Of course, it is very crucial, because we need to understand what is it that is happening out there, what technologies are being used out there, what is it that is happening in societies, what cultural norms do I need to observe, how are people um, discussing, especially uh, things that are into public discourse, public opinion, and so forth. It's always crucial. You look at political events, you look at internet regulations. All those things actually do matter when analyzing the environment. So, what is customer analysis then? What is it that you analyze when looking at customers? What elements should you have a look at when doing customer analysis? It's always about attitudes towards brands, attitudes towards platforms, attitudes towards technology, attitudes towards people. You look at all that. So customers' attitudes towards the internet have changed significantly during the last 2 decades. Shoppers are becoming more attuned to buying online, and digital technologies enable them to be well informed when making purchasing decisions. Research suggests that there is a significant struggle for power between retailers and consumers. And we've seen that most often. Sometimes brands they think that they are the custodians of information, only to realize that consumers can always get information elsewhere. We've seen this with sanitary pads brands like your Always, your Cortex, your Lilies, and so forth. So from a micro environment perspective, customers are important actors in a brand's immediate trading environment. And it is always crucial to analyze them because they are the ones who bring money. If you want to survive as a business, you need to know how to engage with these customers online. Even if these customers are not buying, they still have the power to convince others either to buy or not to buy from you. We know the cancel culture in this country. We know the influence that others have in boycotting products. So that's how crucial it is to have customers. So, of course, the first thing that you need to understand when doing customer analysis is demand analysis. You need to understand the current trends and the levels of use of the internet and different online services and how they relate to services and products of the organizations wishes to deliver. So digital marketers need to be aware of factors that affect how customers actively use digital services on offer. For example, if your customers are always online after hours, you need to understand how you are going to get to them rather than you being busy coming up with strategies uh, for during hours, knowing very well that your customers will be offline during that time. So the benefit of demand analysis are that brands can identify opportunities influencing and delivering sales online based on actual use of digital media by individuals in the target market. For example, where I'm currently working, I send out the newsletter in the morning at around 9 and 10 because that's when most of people are switching on their computers at work because the brands that I work for, we target business professionals. So most will be getting into office during those times. So we cannot send them an email at night because there's no demand during that time. So demand analysis can reduce guesswork and improve effectiveness of digital marketing communication campaigns. So assessing demand for digital services by looking at these generic factors can enable marketers to set more realistic strategic objectives for each target segment. But to do this, the digital marketer needs to access the volume and share of customers who have access to the digital channels. So you need to know who have got access to the digital channels. You need to know who uses specific online services, which may affect the purchase decision. You also need to know who is buying offline, who is influenced by use of digital channels, and you need to understand who purchases or use other services using digital channels. Because sometimes you can be spending time on people who are actually offline. So it means that you need to go and get them offline. The demand is offline. So you don't go online for the sake of it. Then implications for marketing planning, conversion models. As part of situation analysis and objective setting, experienced marketers build conversions or waterfall models of the efficiency of their web. I think we discussed this in the previous lesson. But there are four things that you need to understand when driving performance through conversion. So you need to look at awareness. So you can use your website, targeting website users through awareness. And then attractability, you can look at the number of individuals who are attracted by your content and actually come to your website. And then engagement, you look at the number of active visitors, those who are engaging with your site. Then, of course, conversion, you look at those who are actually buying from your site, who are actually going through to the checkout to buy from your site. Remember, everything that you are discussing here is just generic. Otherwise, there's no one size fit all. Sometimes it's always crucial to understand the context in which you are doing this as a marketer. So the model is instructive for improving digital marketing within a brand, since these different types of conversion efficiency are key to understanding how effective online and offline communications are in achieving marketing outcomes. So this is a model, as I said, for conversion, and this model is just generic. So it's not a one size fits all. It depends with the situation, with the market, with the brand. But usually you've got internet as the universe, as you know that everyone internet is universal. Then within that universe, you've got your target audience, and then your target audience is split into two. You've got those who are unique visitors, they are just there for a unique purpose. Then you've got those who are repeat visitors, like who keep coming. Then you've got active visitors on the other side, and you've got also unique visitors who are also active visitors. So under repeat and unique, you can always have active visitors. Someone coming there for a unique purpose or someone coming there for repeat buying. However, you need to understand the key outcomes. Then, of course, you cannot talk about conversion if we do not understand multi-channel models. So you can use different channels to convert the audience into customers. Conversion modeling is a complex because it needs to consider both online and offline behavior. For example, an advertiser may use Google to promote their product, but some shoppers will still buy online while others would prefer to go and buy to the store. In the busy third quarter of 2014, John Lewis saw a sale rise by 19%, while store sales showed no growth. However, click and collect accounted for 50% of deliveries, showing the complexity of online shopping and increased opportunity to connect with the shopper. So it's always crucial to understand the entry points when you are doing digital marketing, because sometimes you can be busy using digital marketing campaigns, yet people are just clicking to buy and collect from the store. So it is useful to put in place the means of monitoring cross-channel conversions, meaning people who are using social media and then still go and buy offline, even if the brand has got e-commerce platform. As it can help a brand to understand how it must improve in performance in both offline and online channels by making the marketing spend more efficiently. Then I've got an activity here that I would like you to go and have a look. It is all about collaboration. We are seeing lots of collaboration nowadays to try by all means to get customers. You see here, Pick and Pay Clothing collaborated with Zando. As you know, Pick and Pay Clothing is completely offline. Then Zando is completely online. So through this partnership, Pick and Pay could get Zando's online customers, and Zando could get Pick and Pay's offline customers. That's what it's all about. Then consumer choice and digital influence. Consumer choice is a crucial step in purchasing process, and digital media now play an increasing important role in buying decisions. So as we discussed previously, digital influence is notable because people are using digital platforms for research processes. They can even they are even empowered to go and have a look at people's reviews, ratings, what competitors are selling. It's like they now have an arsenal to make better choices, informed choices than just relying on the brand itself. So by understanding the dimension which affect how consumers interact with online trading environments, digital markets can identify key points where they can seek to manage conversion. By studying online consumers, marketers can garner a great deal of insight into online behavior. But for marketers working in business-to-business environment, there are further considerations. So just in conclusion, customers are very key, and customers are key. It is always crucial to understand the demographic variables and also understand the psychographic variables, something that we discussed when doing segmentation, which was covered last year. So digital marketers should consider how antecedents can influence a customer's motivation to engage with the digital offer. We discussed the antecedents in the previous lesson where we spoke about information processing, perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, perceived benefits, skills, trust and risk, enjoyment, and so forth. So it is always crucial to also look for opportunities and create competitive advantages by overcoming potential behavior. Are there any questions and any queries? Okay, if there are no questions, then in the next lesson, we're going to move a bit further on customers and we'll be looking at digital CX, which is online customer experience.